Hey, everybody, and welcome to this deep dive. We're going to be looking at the connection between dreams and learning.
Okay.
And we've got this really cool YouTube video that we're going to be pulling from called Learn English Podcast.
Right.
And it's got these two hosts, Leo and Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
And it got us thinking, what can we learn about pursuing any dream by looking at this very specific dream of learning English?
Well, it's interesting because they really hit on some universal things, even though the video is specifically for people who want to learn English.
Right.
But I think anybody who has any dream could benefit from some of the stuff they talk about.
So let's start with how they define dreams.
Yeah.
Because, obviously we're not talking about, when you're sleeping and you have those crazy dreams.
Yeah.
We're talking about those goals and aspirations that make you excited about the future.
And they give a good example of that because they each talk about their own dreams.
Okay.
Like Leo, he wants to make a difference in the world. And that could be through his writing, through teaching, through working on the environment.
Yeah.
And Gwen, she wants to bring joy to people.
Very
And
nice.
she does that through acting and comedy and, just being herself.
Right.
But it's a really relatable idea. Most of us have dreams like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because they don't really focus so much on reaching the end goal.
Right.
It's about the journey itself.
Yeah, enjoying it.
Yeah, and feeling fulfilled while you're doing it.
Right.
And this is where they kind of bring in the whole language learning part of it, because they're saying, for a lot of their listeners, learning English is the dream
Yeah.
because it can unlock so many opportunities like traveling and making new friends and even just, understanding jokes in another language.
Well, Leo actually tells this really funny joke. It's a dad joke.
Oh, I love dad jokes.
He says, why is the bicycle tired?
Okay.
And then the punchline is because it's too tired.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is a good one.
But, it does kind of make the point, it's about those little joys
Mm-hmm.
that you experience along the way.
Right.
So whether your dream is learning a new language or something totally different, these principles are universal.
Absolutely. You're pushing yourself. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're embracing the challenge.
So how do they suggest that we go about turning these dreams into reality?
Right.
Because sometimes it can be super overwhelming, right?
Well, they're big on starting small.
Okay.
So for language learning, it could be just learning 5 new words a day or watching 1 English movie a week.
That's manageable.
Yeah. And they ask, how can you break down your dream into chunks like that? What's one step that you can take today that feels doable?
Yeah. I love that approach because it's so easy to get caught up in the enormity of the goal
Yeah.
that we forget about those little steps that you take every day.
It's about consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And they also talk about the importance of actually using what you're learning. So for language learners, that might mean, ordering coffee in English or having a conversation with a native speaker.
Right.
But for any dream, it's about finding those low-stakes ways to practice.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it takes the pressure off of having to be perfect immediately.
Yeah, and they actually encourage making mistakes.
Really?
Yeah, they say you should look at those as stepping stones.
That's interesting.
Because even native speakers, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's about progress, not perfection.
Right.
It's something to keep in mind, I think, for all of us.
Definitely. Yeah, it makes you wonder, are we really embracing the journey if we're so afraid to make mistakes?
That's a good point.
Maybe that fear is actually holding us back from, really experiencing it fully.
Well, and they talk about how important it is to actually use resources.
Okay.
So, for language learning, it could be things like apps or online courses or language exchange groups, but it's
Yeah.
really about being proactive and finding
Mhm.
those tools that can help you.
And those exist for pretty much any dream you could imagine, right?
Oh, yeah.
There are books and mentors and online communities.
Mhm.
If you look for it, the support is out there.
But it's interesting because they also really emphasize the importance of consistency.
Okay.
It's not just about finding the resources, it's about using them regularly,
Right.
making it a part of your routine.
Even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Exactly. And that's what leads to real progress.
Yeah, it's like anything else. If you want to get better at something like playing the guitar or cooking or writing,
Right.
you have to practice consistently.
And I think that consistency actually ties back to enjoying the journey, too.
Okay.
Because when you make something a regular part of your life, it's not about forcing yourself to do it. It's about just doing the thing you love,
Right.
even if it's just for a little bit each day.
And then there's this beautiful quote that Gwen shares. She says, when you learn a new language, you gain another soul.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this really powerful way to think about the impact of learning you know.
It's true. And not just learning a language, but any kind of learning.
Like any dream, if you really pursue it with passion and commitment, it can actually change who you are.
Yeah.
It's like each dream we chase, each skill we master, each challenge we overcome adds another layer to our understanding of ourselves and the world.
It's like we're collecting all these different perspectives, these different ways of being, and we
Yeah.
weave them together to create this tapestry.
And that's what makes life so rich and fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
It's that constant process of learning and growing and becoming more than we were yesterday.
And it all starts with that decision to say yes to our dreams, to embrace the unknown, and to embark on that journey.
And to be okay with not knowing what's going to happen.
Right, but that's part of the excitement.
Totally.
And they have this other thing that they say that I thought was really interesting.
Okay.
Leo says, every big journey begins with a single step.
I love that because it reminds us that we don't have to wait for the perfect moment or have everything figured out.
Exactly.
We can just take that first step, however small it is, and start moving towards our dreams.
Yeah, and that's what's so inspiring about their message. It's not just about learning English.
Right.
It's about the courage to pursue any dream and the joy that comes from taking that journey one step at a time.
So for you listening right now, what dreams are you chasing?
What makes your heart beat faster?
Yeah, and what makes your mind race with possibilities?
And maybe even more importantly, what's one small step you can take today to move closer to that dream?
It could be anything. Writing down your goal, or researching a new skill, or reaching out to someone for advice, or even just spending 5 minutes brainstorming ideas.
Don't let the fear of failure hold you back.
Or the enormity of the task.
Remember, every accomplishment, every masterpiece,
Yeah,
every life-changing journey starts with a single step.
absolutely. And something that Gwen said that really stuck with me was that all dreams are valid, no matter how big or small.
It's so important.
It is, because it's so easy to get caught up in, comparing our dreams to others,
Right.
or feeling like ours aren't worthy enough.
Like they have to be grand or world-changing.
Yeah, but the reality is every dream is valid. Every aspiration deserves our time and energy,
Exact.
whether it's, learning a new language,
Right.
or mastering a musical instrument, or starting a business, or writing a book, or just creating a more fulfilling life for yourself.
Yeah,
Your dreams matter.
they do.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is when we pursue those dreams,
Right.
we don't just enrich our own lives. We inspire the people around us.
It's true. Our passion can be contagious.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about what Leo said about how dreams can make life so much more exciting and rewarding.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting to the end goal. It's about everything you learn and the challenges you face and the little victories along the way, even the setbacks,
It's about feeling alive and pushing yourself further than you thought you could go and discovering strengths and talents you didn't even know you had.
Yeah, and just like learning a new language can connect you to the world in new ways. Pursuing any dream can do that.
Right.
It can open up new perspectives and relationships and all these possibilities you never even imagined.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I just keep coming back to that idea of gaining another soul when you learn a new language.
That's powerful.
It really is. And I think it speaks to the power of chasing any dream as long as you're doing it with passion and commitment.
Absolutely.
It's like each dream we chase, each skill we master, each challenge we overcome, it all adds another layer to our understanding of ourselves and of the world.
It's like we're building this incredible mosaic within ourselves, piece by piece,
Yeah.
experience by experience.
Exactly. And that's what makes life so rich and fulfilling.
Right.
It's this constant process of learning and growing and evolving and, just becoming more than we were yesterday. And it all starts with that first step, that decision to say yes to your dreams, to embrace the unknown, and to embark on this incredible journey.
So as we leave you today, we
Yeah.
want to leave you with this question.
Okay.
What dream has been whispering to you, waiting for you to take that first step?
What possibility are you ready to embrace?
What new dimension of yourself are you ready to discover?
The answer is within you. Trust your instincts, follow your heart, and let the journey begin.